Can offer stuff at anywhere from like 40 to 80% below retail, and we warranty all of our devices the exact same as the original manufacturer.
RUN stands for Quick Efficiency, and DAC is a techie take on Dakota. Austin Loreen started this business online, but realized he wanted a community footprint as well.
I would consider myself to be like an extrovert, and I just enjoy talking to people. And I think cell phone companies sometimes just don't show care for people, and I wanted to, help and change that.
That's why they also do price match guarantees with an extra 5% less than the competition. Loreen actually went to school for environmental mechanical engineering. He says that helps him appreciate technology even more. His advice for other entrepreneurs is to follow your passions.
My advice would be just to go for it. I think a lot of times we look at like the risk, and it kind of like pulls us back from what we want to actually do. You only really get one chance to do something you love, and like you might as well do it when you have the chance.
In-store RUN DAC mostly features Apple and Samsung products, but Loreen says they can order in just about anything within a few days. We've provided links with this story at KELOLAND.com.
Nothing severe, but thunderstorms, a line of thunderstorms with some heavy rain coming through western South Dakota. We have at least a chance of thunder pretty much every day this week. Your forecast is next.
Downtown Sioux Falls is a busy place, but it hasn't always been that way.
For several years, this part of town was struggling to bring in tourists and shops. In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, we find out what was done to bring new life to this old part of town.
It's going to be warm and humid the next few days, which means at least a chance of thunder showers for the next few days. Unfortunately, that does include the 4th of July holiday itself. I'll show you that using FutureScan, our latest projections for our rainfall in just a second. Here's what it looks like in Sioux Falls right now. We are having a pretty nice evening. It should be a quiet overnight here in Sioux Falls. We're at 76 degrees. Yes, there's some humidity out there, but the heavier rainfall is going to be out in the western part of South Dakota. The area in green, areas red, Rapid City in northwestern South Dakota, a flash flood watch the next couple of days because of repeated rounds of thunderstorms, and one of them is going through that area right now. We also have a severe thunderstorm watch for Mobridge in north central South Dakota until midnight. Right now, nothing severe, though there have been some pretty strong storms on the other side of the North Dakota border. Here's a look at Rapid City this evening. We did have some thunderstorms go through that area. Here's what they look like as they came in from the Black Hills, then a break. And now there's another thunderstorm coming through the area. Right now, Rapid City, 63 degrees, north wind at 13. Again, nothing severe at the present time, but there is some heavy rain out there. For tomorrow, partly to mostly cloudy skies. It will be humid, highs again in the mid-80s. Thunderstorms becoming increasingly likely during the afternoon, evening, and nighttime hours. Could be some areas of heavy rainfall and a marginal risk of some severe weather. Then on Thursday, the 4th of July, chances of some morning showers. We're looking at a potential break the middle part of the day. We'll call it partly cloudy, humid again at mid-80s. Then thunderstorms will redevelop right now. Could be during the evening hours or more likely the nighttime hours, and that will last into Friday. Friday and Saturday, chance of rain both days. We get some slightly cooler air coming in, slightly less humid air as well. Upper 70s to low 80s for highs Friday and Saturday. Then on Sunday, looking like the nicer day of the weekend, mostly sunny, low to mid 80s. Here's a look at Viper. You see the temperatures right now in the 70s, but here's that line of thunderstorms. Again, nothing severe here. There's some stronger storms up in North Dakota, but there's a lot of lightning there, and the air is juicy, so we're probably getting some pretty heavy rainfall right in this area, which is under the flash flood watch. It'll be sweeping across central northeastern South Dakota here the next few hours. The dew points, a true measure of humidity in the air, the dew points are in the 60s or even the 70s, which is the muggy range, and that's helping fuel those thunderstorms, and that's going to help fuel thunderstorms over the next couple days as well. Now, future scan, try and time things out as far as the rainfall is concerned. Tomorrow, thunderstorms making their way central, northern South Dakota. Again, maybe the southeastern part of KELOLAND, including Sioux Falls. Then on Thursday, looks like some morning thunder showers for your 4th of July. A bit of break during the midday, but then thunderstorms redeveloping during the evening hours and making their way across the region. So for tonight, lows will be in the 60s, thunder west central, northeastern South Dakota. Tomorrow, we will see humid 86 degrees, thunderstorms possible later on in the day and tomorrow evening. For the Aberdeen area, 85, thunder, northeast breeze 5 to 10 miles an hour, pockets of heavy rain possible. And in western South Dakota, also some thunder. Temperatures will be in the 80s for the most part with those thunder showers coming through. Sioux Falls on Thursday, the 4th of July, put afternoon, maybe a better chance of some thunder during the evening hours. Friday, another chance of showers or thunder showers lasting into Saturday, mainly the first half of the day. Then Sunday, mostly sunny, 80. So we will be a little cooler this weekend. We'll warm right back up next week. For the Aberdeen area, chance of rain Friday into Saturday. The rest of the weekend looking okay, mostly sunny, 80 on Sunday. Then warming back Monday, Tuesday of next week. For the Pierre area, after the thunderstorms end, a fairly dry weekend, actually. Low 80s for highs Saturday and Sunday before we warm back up at a Rapid City. It's going to be cooler. Our highs will be in the 70s the first part of the weekend, but even Rapid City in the west will then warm right back up to the mid-80s early next week.
All right, thanks, Jay. Well, with warm temperature, Okoboji expects large crowds to pack into the area tomorrow ahead of the 4th of July holiday. We were down there today. So far, things are pretty quiet. Eric Thompson and his daughter got in some last-minute fishing before visitors arrive. He says that there's usually bumper-to-bumper traffic in some parts.
That's the toughest part, is the traffic, but other than that, it's kind of exciting having all these people come here and they get to vacation and visit where we get to live.
Thompson says that if you are visiting, be patient with traffic both on the roads and in the water.
In its heyday, downtown Sioux Falls was the most popular place to be in town. Just traveling down Phillips Avenue around Christmas time in the 1950s was a challenge.
They had policemen at the intersections to hold the traffic so the pedestrians could get across.
Coming up next, we take a trip down memory lane to see how downtown Sioux Falls has changed over the years.
We all know Sioux Falls is growing, and with growth comes a lot of change, especially for the downtown area.
In the last 70 years, downtown Sioux Falls has gone through some highs and lows. In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, we take a look back at some of the most significant changes and find out what's next for the future of the heart of the city.
Downtown Sioux Falls is a busy place even on a weekday afternoon. That's one of the few things modern-day downtown has in common with this same area in the 1950s.
There's one store that sold nothing but ladies' corsets, and another sold nothing but ladies' hats, millinery. But now you won't find that anymore.
Bill Pay has been photographing Sioux Falls for 75 years. He can tell you all kinds of stories about what it was like when Sioux Falls had high-end department stores and numerous theaters.
You could go down Christmas time, you go downtown, the stores would be open between Thanksgiving and Christmas every night of the week. And people would be throngs. They had policemen at the intersections to hold the traffic so the pedestrians could get across. And the town was only 45,000 people, 50,000 at that time.
Like most of the country, Sioux Falls downtown shops got hit hard by malls popping up in the city. Pay says around the 1970s, storefronts were starting to look bare. Current downtown president Joe Batchelor says the downtown area had a bad reputation for a while.
It seems like it's a different downtown than when I grew up. You know, a lot of people like to say you could have shot a cannonball down Phillips Avenue back in the day, especially after 5 o'clock.
Thankfully, leaders at the time weren't ready to let this part of the city die off.
Back in the mid-90s when Falls Park was revitalized, and then a lot of other things started happening after that.
The good fortune about our downtown is that we never lost it. You know, a lot of towns, when they lose their downtown, it's hard to get it back. But we had some good visionaries.
Dick Murphy has owned Mrs. Murphy's Irish Gifts for more than 20 years in downtown Sioux Falls. He saw the ups and downs of the area and credits former city leaders like Steve Metley and Carol Pagonis as visionaries who kept this place going.
And it was like that light switch was, it was turned on and people started living downtown. And as people felt comfortable and safe to be down here, then the rest of it is part of the success story.
I think that people living and working down here has changed the landscape of what we do and how we communicate with our people.
Erin Castle works in another long-standing shop downtown, Rayfeld's Art and Framing. She says new entertainment options are keeping this area not just surviving, but thriving.
Getting active in the middle of the week, I love that they have concerts on Wednesdays and Thursdays that, you know, maybe that would have been a more dead day for a downtown retailer. When those events are happening, people are coming to town specifically for that, so they're going to have dinner, they're going to walk downtown and see what's open, and all of us being here and aware of that, I think that helps too.
When local businesses do well, the future looks bright for the heart of the city.
And so you know what the downtown meant to us, and you know what it can be as far as I always call this the living room of our community. And it's a warm and welcoming place and continues to be that.
And Batchelor says the next steps for downtown include more walkability for visitors. He hopes to create a more pedestrian-friendly environment.
I remember the escalator at the JCPenney building downtown Sioux Falls. I was just a little shaver then.
Mr. Pay mentioned that he likes to talk with people about how JCPenney had the first escalator in the state, and a lot of people remember that apparently.
Vaguely remember it, yeah.
It's a hot spot.